How elusive can sleep be? Now, most of us have a lot of trouble with our sleep at some period in our lives. Hello, I'm Lisa and I'm your immunity health coach. Now, today we are going to talk about 5 tips to help you create the best sleep ever. Now, most of us have different times in our lives where we suffer from insomnia. And, it is sometimes hard for us to relax and to wind down to actually get sleep. Others of us have trouble staying asleep. So we manage to get to sleep and we're asleep for a couple of hours. And then all of a sudden our eyes are wide open and we're staring at the ceiling. Something that, with us, we start to get irritated because we're looking at the ceiling for too long. And then that actually creates a whole new problem because that also impacts being able to go back to sleep. So then you're lying there irritated and wide awake and not being able to go to sleep. So, there are many things that we can do. And today I'm going to talk about 5 that are going to assist you to be able to find that elusive sleep that you've been searching for. All right, so number 1 is I want to talk about the mineral magnesium. Now, magnesium you can get in your tablet form, and most of us take it in tablet form. You can get it in bath salts form, so Epsom salts is a good way of getting your magnesium. And you also have a magnesium cream, which is an amazing way of being able to use it as well. So these different ways of getting magnesium into your system are all helpful to help your body relax, okay? And this is the aim that we need to get so that you will be able to relax in the evening and go to sleep. Because the more relaxing our day, whether we've got a lot on or not is irrelevant, because if we can deal with our day well, then we are able to wind down and go to sleep properly. So these magnesium products all are going to assist you. So most people take a magnesium tablet or some sort of magnesium supplement, whether it's powder form, liquid form, or tablet. And then there are other things that you can also add. Okay, and that is to have an Epsom salts bath, an amazing way of getting your magnesium, and there are different types of ones that you can get, and they are all going to assist you to relax. So if you don't have a bath, then you can get yourself a foot bath and pop your feet into it. Okay, you only need a couple of tablespoons. So this is a good way to assist your body to relax. Now, the other way is to use the cream as well. And your magnesium cream, you just rub it into your body. Okay, so really important, because when you use magnesium cream, you are putting it into the biggest organ, okay, that your body has, and that is your skin. So what happens is you rub it in, and it goes straight into your system and into your bloodstream. And so it is helping you within a matter of, seconds, minutes. It's very, very quick. Okay. And these both are available, that I have, are available on my website, and we will talk about that after. Now, number 2 is dealing with stress during the day and dealing with stress at night, and just generally dealing with how you cope with your stress and anxiety levels. Now, at the moment, and, for those of you who are running a household with kids and family, it is an extremely stressful time of your life. And then, depending on what you have going on at work, and all of those things are all impacting your life. And look, we have stuff being thrown at us from all directions at the moment. There is just so much going on in the world and so much happening in our own little part of our world as well, you know, and in our own little community and area. So all of these things impact how you feel and how you actually relate to your stress and, you know, really help cope with it is really is the utmost is of the utmost importance, because stress really interferes with your sleep. If you cannot relax, if your mind is wandering on all the things that you did or a certain thing, you know, even paying a bill, anything that you're worried about, it will completely ruin your sleep. And you may get to sleep, but because it's playing around, you will have, you know, some of us have amazing dreams when we're very, very stressed. And so we wake up feeling like, you know, we haven't slept. So, you know, that's sort of another part of that scenario. So being able to relax and using the things that are around you, like magnesium when you're stressed, is really, really important, because that will assist you to sleep. Now, number 3, which is going to assist that whole process, is getting away from, as you're heading towards your end of your day, to getting away from blue light. Now, blue light comes from all of the things that we all deal with these days, including your TV, but you've got your computer, your iPad, your iPhones, or any mobile phone. They all produce a blue light. So you need to get away from your electronics. It's really important to do this at least 2 hours before you go to bed. Now, if you are having chronic sleep issues, you need to make it earlier, okay? So you need to find a time when you shut your computer from doing your work later in the afternoon. Don't reopen your computer. Now, this is going to be hard, but it is really important if you want to get your sleep back on track, okay? Really important. So we really need to. So number 3 is blue light, and we need to stay away from all of our electronic devices for 2 to 3 hours before we go to sleep, okay? Really, really important. Now, number 4 is to have a bath, okay? Now, I talked about that before, but have a bath with some magnesium. You know, get in that bath, have your foot bath, try and, you know, really relax. And this is coming into our evening, okay? This is when you need your sleep, because number 5 is talking about routine. Now, everything that we have talked about comes into your routine, okay? Everything that we do in our life is habit forming. So we need to create good habits around our sleep patterns and our sleep in general, okay? So getting yourself a routine, and that routine might look something like, okay, and it is also looking at it, and I'm not looking at it from 5 minutes before you go to bed here. I'm talking about, so we've talked about blue light. So if you're having lots and lots of trouble sleeping, the first thing of your routine is, say you finish work at 5 o'clock, 5:30, you come home. If you're not working from home, if you're working from home, close it down. Go do the dinner thing, go do some other things, and we'll talk about those in a second, and get that computer away from you and that phone away from you. If you've got to come home and, you know, you're on your phone, that's fine. But once you get through the door, spend time with your family, you know, spend time with the people around you, have your dinner, get the phone out, you know, don't have it near you. Now, that is number 1, is to reduce it. So say, you know, 2 hours before you go to bed, we're just going to do a 2-hour routine. No blue light, okay? Then we're going to make sure that we eat, you know, 1 to 2 hours before we go to bed. so we're not worried about, or we're not hearing our digestion working. Because when you're digesting your food, it can at times be hard to sleep as well, because your body's working. Your body needs to be able to shut down. Okay, so you don't want to be digesting your food when you go to bed, because your body's not really going to want to sleep. You may stay asleep for a little while, but not for very long. So we're going to go no blue light 2 hours before dinner, an hour to 2 hours before we go to bed. Now, in the hour before bed, of which you have made it a regular time, so say 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, whatever that regular time is, okay, within that half an hour period, you are going to look at having a foot bath or a bath, 5-10 minutes. You don't have to be lying there all night, you know. And then get into your jammies or your Jimmy Jams, whatever you want to call them, and have some time to maybe read a book. You can have a cup of herbal tea or a glass of water if you want, and just have some time before you go, that sort of hour to half an hour before you go to sleep, to start that extra wind down. Now, everybody's going to have a different thing they enjoy and a different routine. I will say to you now, if I say the word, you know, usually if I start talking about reading, a lot of people have Kindles or use their phones. I would suggest that you get a couple of books to have beside your bed, okay? Because it is, you know, having a book, you're not going to be using that blue light. So you really need to make sure that if you love to read before you go to bed, try and get yourself a physical book. It's really important. So all of these things are going to impact how you sleep at nighttime, or whenever you are able to have your full night's sleep, okay? So, you know, you really need to think about how you can get yourself into a routine that works for you, because it's really important. And putting in those key things are going to help you. Now, putting in your magnesium cream and your bath salts, okay, really important. This is something that I worked really hard to develop to assist people. And really, I wanted something that worked well, and this works really well. My clients love it, okay? So I'll be putting the link in underneath this video. But be aware that all of these things together are going to assist you with your sleep. And magnesium is so important to get your body moving into that space of sleep and into that space of regenerating. And that is why your sleep is so important. So there we have 5 tips to create your best sleep ever. And I'm going to go through them again. So we talked about our magnesium and how important it is for our body, reducing our stress levels, our blue light, and heading towards sleep time. We must stay away from our devices, including our TV, having a bath or a foot bath before you head to bed in the sort of couple of hours leading up, and to make yourself a really good sleep routine that you stick to within a half an hour, you know. So really important, that routine, because that is going to pull it all together. So there we have the 5 steps towards creating your best sleep ever.